Secret Fact Words presents
Tests to prove your uniqueness. Number 1. Sensitive fingers. Start out by holding your hands together with your palms touching. Your thumb should be against your thumb, your index finger against your index finger, and so on. Next, take your middle fingers and drop them down around your knuckles, but keep the rest of your fingers standing up. Next, try to separate your ring fingers and your pinky fingers, but be sure to keep your palms held closely together. If you're able to do this with ease, it means that you are unique. Number 2. The fist in the mouth. This is one of the most difficult tests to prove your uniqueness. It's also a test that many people won't pass. Start by sitting straight up and stare straight ahead. Close your hand into a fist as tightly as possible. Next, open your mouth as wide as you possibly can. Finally, try to put your entire fist in your mouth. Less than 20% of the population are able to do this. Go ahead, give it a try. I'll wait a couple seconds. Oh, no? No, I didn't think so. Yeah, it requires a pretty small hand and a very large mouth. If you were able to do it, well, the test isn't over yet. You still have to get your hand safely out of your mouth. Now, if you can do both, you are extremely unique. If you can only do one, you might be in a bit of trouble. I would suggest calling 911, but how on earth are you going to talk to them over the phone when you got your fist in your mouth? Anyway, some people have more trouble getting their fist out of their mouth than they had trying to get it in. If you couldn't do either part of the test, well, you are just like everybody else. Number 3. Hypermobility. To start this test, hold your hand up. Next, bend your thumb back and touch the wrist of the same arm. If you can do this, you're very unique. It's a rare skill and only a small amount of the population are able to do it. There are other forms of hypermobility that are even rarer than the thumb. If you can put your legs around your head and pop your shoulders out of the socket to wrap your arm around your entire body, you're even more unique than those who can do just the trick with their thumb. All 3 of these are skills that not many people have, so you might be able to impress your friends with your unique skills at the next party. Number 4. Gleeking. Gleeking is a skill that not too many people possess. If you don't know what gleeking is, it's pretty simple. When you press the bottom of your tongue against the roof of your mouth and spit could come shooting out the same way that it does when a cobra shoots its venom, that's gleeking. And this happens because underneath your tongue there's a salivary gland, and it can create a great deal of saliva in a very short period of time. Many people will gleek accidentally when they yawn or when they're at the dentist, sometimes when they're eating something sour. Well, if you can gleek at will, like on command, well, that means you're pretty unique. If you can do it properly, people won't notice that you're doing it. It's a great way to get people to think that it's starting to rain. It's also a great way to spit on people who you don't like without them even knowing it. Number 5. Eye-popping. This, in my opinion, is one of the most disgusting and unique abilities that you can have. There are only 13 people in the world who are reported to be able to do this. However, there could be more who just haven't come forward to say that they can do it. And I don't blame them. It's disgusting, and it's probably not something that you want to be famous for. Well, these 13 people that we do know about, they can pop their eyes completely out of the socket so that they pop out of their heads. It's almost like a cartoon character when they see something they like. If this is something that you can do, you are extremely unique and weird. If you're going to try this, be careful though, all right? You don't want to detach your eyeball. Number 6. All fingers. There aren't too many people who are able to do this one. In order to do it, you need to have very flexible fingers. You start by bending your thumb and wrap your index finger around it. Next, take your middle finger and burrow it underneath your middle finger. Finally, take your pinky finger and wrap it around the fingers and bury it under your middle finger. The final result should be your fingers in a twisted, buried, mixed-up mess. If you can do it, you are a very unique person with very flexible fingers. Number 7. Licking your elbow. See, you're trying it right now, aren't you? The final test to tell how unique you are is whether you can lick your elbow. There are not very many people who have this skill. Most people think about doing it, and they believe it's really simple, but then they try it and they realize that it's not as simple as they thought. It's not a skill that you can be taught either, or one that you can teach yourself. It's a skill that you either are born with or you'll never have it. If you're going to try it, you might want to do it in private though, because you're going to look really silly. If you can, it'll impress your friends. If you can lick your elbow, you are unique. Strange, but unique. Subscribe for more.